Welcome back to Shadow the Hedgehog reads Shadow Black. I'm Shadow the Hedgehog, and we're going to start off with Chapter 3. A few hours after Shadow Black and Shadow White discovered a cottage, the thunderstorm finally ended. It was already nighttime in the forest. There were 6 peasants making their way home from their work. Shadow the Hedgehog continued narrating. A while later, in another part of the forest, the 6 peasants were making their way back to their home, he said. They had just finished closing their bakery shop, located in a small village. They lived in the forest because they prefer a rather quiet life than a noisy, busy life in the village. The peasants resembled Sonic the Hedgehog, Miles Tails Prower, Knuckles the Echidna, Amy Rose, Cream the Rabbit, and Lavinia the Cat. Cream's pet, Cheese the Chow, was with them, but he was more of a pet than a peasant. Anyway, they arrived at the same cottage Shadow Black and Shadow White found. As soon as they got inside, the boy sat right down on the couch. "Whoa! Another day, another baked good," Sonic sighed. Amy and Lavinia were about to make their way to the kitchen.
"Cream, will you help us make some hot chocolate?"
Amy asked.
"Of course, Amy. I'd be happy to,"
Cream responded. The young rabbit followed the girls to make everyone hot chocolate. Recently, they started to get sick and tired of having to work at the village. They had been thinking about shutting down their bakery because they were not getting paid enough. "Hey guys, what do you think we should do if we were to close the bakery for good?" Sonic asked.
"Maybe we can work as servants for the royal family,"
Tails suggested. His best friend began to like the idea.
"I've always wanted to work for the king and queen,"
he said. "Same here," Knuckles said. The boys thought that if they were to work for the king and queen, then their lives would change for the better.
Here's some hot chocolate, everyone,"
Lavinia announced. The girls came from the kitchen with 7 cups. "That's what I call the world-famous hot chocolate," Knuckles said. Lavinia let out a giggle before saying,
"Thank you, Knux."
Her echidna boyfriend blushed with a slight shade of red.
"We also added marshmallows to some of your hot chocolate,"
Cream added.
"Thanks, Cream,"
Tails said.
"I love marshmallows on my hot chocolate."
"Me too," Lavinia agreed. They began to take a sip of their hot cocoa until they heard someone snoring. It sounded like the same lawnmower.
"What was that sound?"
Amy asked. "I think I hear someone snoring," Sonic said.
"It wasn't me,"
Tails said.
"It's not me either,"
Amy said.
"Then someone must be here,"
Lavinia said. Cream and Cheese covered their ears.
"It's starting to get pretty loud,"
Cream said.
"It sounds kind of the same thing like you did last night, Sonic."
Amy flirted with Sonic and blushed madly, but brushed it off. He was irritated when his girlfriend mentioned his nocturnal outbursts. "I do not snore," he insisted. Amy stifled the giggle with the best of her ability. She thought her boyfriend was cute whenever he got mad. "What about Knuckles?" Sonic asked. "He snores louder than me." "No, I don't," Knuckles debated. "We both know that you snore louder than I do," Sonic stated. "I do not. You're such a liar," Knuckles argued. Before a debate could become a heated argument, the snoring got louder and louder.
"Can we save the argument for later?"
Tails suggested.
"Now is the time we need to look around."
"Okay," Sonic agreed. "Let's go and find our snorer." They began to look all around the house. Sonic and Tails checked the kitchen, but they found nothing. Amy, Cream, and Cheese looked around the living room, but they had no such luck. Knuckles and Lavinia checked the cellar, but they couldn't find anyone there. Everyone was just about to give up until Cheese listened closely to the snoring. He went up the stairs to investigate.
"Where are you going, Cheese?"
Cream asked. Her pet Chow pointed upstairs before going up.
"It seems I want want us to follow him upstairs,
she said. Okay, but we gotta stay together, Sonic stated. Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, Amy, Cream, and Lavinia followed Cheese upstairs to their bedroom. Before they knew it, the snoring got louder and closer. They spotted Shadow Black with Shadow White asleep on Lavinia's bed. That's our snorer, Knuckles pointed out, since the prince was the one who was snoring. They walked to the bed to get a closer look. They had to lower their voice so they could sleep.
Who are they?
Cream asked.
I've never seen a prince and a child like them before,
Tails said.
It looks like he hadn't slept in a while,
Amy said. Maybe we should wake them up, Sonic said. He turned to his sister. Hey, Lavinia, why don't you use your mystic melody?
Okay,
she said. She used her magic to summon a transverse flute.
Here it goes.
She played a mystical melody on the flute in hopes of waking the prince up from his slumber. Surprisingly enough, Chow White woke up to see the 6 peasants and a Chow in the bedroom staring at them. At the same time, Shadow Black opened his eyes a little and turned to the Chow. Why Chow? What time is it? He asked. That is when he heard someone saying,
It's 6:45 p.m.
It was Lavinia, but due to his tiredness, he mistaken that for Chow White. I guess we must have slept for a long time, didn't we, Chow White? He said. The White Chow nodded her head. Chow White? Shadow Black asked. Did you just talk?
No, actually, that was me.
The prince turned to look at the peasants. He saw the black cat who answered his question. She said,
Hello. Our sincerest apologies for waking you.
The prince rubbed his eyes and yawned. Oh no, you're fine, he said. What are you doing here? We live here, Knuckles said. The same question goes to you. My friend and I needed some rest. It's kind of a long story, Shadow Black said as he sat up from the bed. Can you tell us who you are?
Of course. I'm Sonic Blue,
Sonic said, while giving the prince a thumbs up.
I'm Tails Yellow,
Tails said. I'm Knuckles Red, Knuckles said, all the while showing off his muscles.
I'm Amy Pink,
Amy said, giving the prince her curtsy.
My name is Cream Orange, and this is my special pet, Chow Cheese,
Cream said. She and Cheese bowed to him.
And my name is Lavinia Green,
Lavinia said.
May we ask for your names?
Shadow Black introduced himself to the peasants. My name is Shadow Black, he stated. I'm an exiled prince for a kingdom called Ultimate Kingdom, which is ruled by my stepfather, King Eggman. As Chow White got up from the pillow, he introduced her to them. This is Chow White, he said. She saved me from Princess Omelette, my stepsister.
Why are you an exiled prince?
Cream asked. It's because of King Eggman, the prince answered.
Why don't we head to the kitchen so you could tell us what happened?
Amy suggested.
We're having vegetable soup for dinner.
That sounds great, Shadow Black said. During dinner time, Shadow Black began to explain how and why he and Chow White came into the cottage in the first place. Shadow the Hedgehog said he told the peasants that Princess Omelette wanted to take him deep into the forest under King Eggman's orders to kill him. He also explained how he came across Chow White and their cottage. They were all shocked by the story. They couldn't find in their hearts to send the banished prince and his new friend away. The ultimate life form continued, so they decided to take him in. Sonic Blue took Shadow Black's hand. The prince allowed everyone to put their arms in. He realized that he and his child friend not only found a new home, but also a new family. Meanwhile, back at the Ultimate Kingdom, King Eggman was in his room where he asked his loyal robot, Metal Sonic, Metal Sonic from the wall, who now is the most handsome of them all? Beyond the other side of the forest, in the peasant's cottage, Shadow Black is the most handsome of them all, Your Highness, Metal Sonic responded. Shadow Black lies dead in the forest, the king corrected. My daughter brought me proof. He opened the box that was given to Princess Omelette. "Here is his heart." Metal Sonic looked inside it. "You see, Your Highness," he began, "Shadow Black is still alive. It is actually a heart plushie made from your daughter." King Eggman looked inside the box and saw a heart plushie. He took it out and threw the box away without caring much about it. "As much as I love her heart plushie, I can't believe that Shadow Black is still alive," he said. "What can I do to get rid of the prince?" The king began to think a bit until his robotic servant gave a suggestion. "If I may, Your Highness." "Go on, Metal Sonic," King Eggman said. "Maybe you could go to the cottage and give Shadow Black an apple." Metal Sonic suggested. "An apple?" the king asked. "What's so special about a certain apple?" "This apple is special, King Eggman," his servant stated. It is an apple that is dipped into the sleeping potion." He took out an apple that was tied in a string. "Here it is, sire." He gave King Eggman an apple, as he explained. "With one taste of a poisoned apple, the victim's eyes will close forever." The king examined it for a moment or two, until he got a wonderful, awful idea. It would result in a sleeping death," he said. Then he gave a sinister smile. "I like it! Metal Sonic, you are a genius!" He called to Princess Omelette, who had just recovered from her temporary blindness from Chow White's bubbles. "Omelette, my dear, will you fetch Daddy's cloak?" King Eggman asked politely.
Yes, Daddy.
His daughter complied. She went into his closet and took her father's cloak.
Here is your basket full of apples, Sima.
"Here's your basket full of apples, Your Majesty," Metal Sonic said, as he gave the king's basket. "Thank you," he said. "Shadow Black, tomorrow is your last day to be awake until it's night-night forever." He laughed a sinister laugh along with his daughter and robot. And this is the end of Chapter 3. Stay tuned of Chapter 4 of Shadow the Hedgehog reads Shadow Black.